Hello everyone, this is Susan and I am my own maid, and in today's YouTube video I am going to show you how to make this delicious sausage potato kale soup. So let's jump right in to the video. I know, oh that's so great, it's funny.
Susan!
Yeah. Hold on just a second for me please. Yeah?
They did it again!
What? They did it again? Oh come on! Oh, alright, but you know what? That's why I am my own maid. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Okay. Today's recipe is going to be potato soup, a sausage potato soup. So I have my roll of sausage and I have a bag of frozen shredded hash browns. I'm going to add some celery, and my seasonings are going to be a little bit of onion powder, some black pepper, chicken bouillon, and garlic powder. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to brown my sausage in this pink pan, and I've added about a cup of water to the bottom so that the sausage will not stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and brown the sausage. All right, so my water is boiling and I have crumbled up my sausage. So what I would like to do, because the meat will be able to retain some of the flavor, same thing I do when I make sausage gravy. I go ahead and add a generous amount of pepper to my sausage. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this pan on, the pan lid, and I'm gonna let it cook for a few minutes and I'll come back and check it, but this will allow it to keep the heat and the moisture inside the pan while it's cooking. Alright everyone, I've browned my sausage and crumbled it up, so I'm going to drain the water off of it that it cooked in, and then I'll show you how I put together the next part of the soup. Okay, now that I've drained my sausage water that I cooked it in, I'm going to pour in 4 cups of plain water, and then I'm going to bring that to a boil, and after it comes to a boil I'm going to add the rest of my seasonings. Let's talk about the seasonings while this starts to boil. So in here I have 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, I have 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, I have another half teaspoon of black pepper, and I have 1 teaspoon of onion powder because it gives the onion flavor without having the onions inside it. And then I have my celery I've chopped up. I just take the leaves and the stems from those when I prepare the celery for the refrigerator. And we put our celery in cold water. So I just save the leaves and the stems from that in a bag, and then when I'm going to make soup, I chop those up, and it adds a very nice flavor. And then I have my bag of shredded hash browns. I'm going to add that. So what I did with that was I opened up the bag, and then I took my little meat tenderizer and I just went around very gently to break up the clumps. So when the water boils, I'll add all of these ingredients, let it cook for about 30 minutes, and then I will show you how I thicken up the soup. Okay everyone, so the water came to a boil. I added the seasonings and the celery and about a half a bag of the frozen hash browns. So I'm going to put the lid on. And always leave the lid just slightly like this, where it's not fully in, but slightly. And that way it helps release some of the pressure, but it still keeps the moisture in. And my hash brown bag was a 26 ounce. I used about half of that. But you can make your potato soup as thick of potatoes as you want. So we'll come back and check on this in about 30 minutes. Okay everyone, my soup has been cooking for about 30 minutes. Potatoes are done, the celery is done. It has a nice flavor to the broth. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to thicken it and add a little more flavor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some mashed potatoes that we made a couple of nights ago, and I'm going to add those to the pan. And I'm going to add, this is an 8-ounce bag, I'm going to add about 4 ounces. So a half a cup of sharp cheddar cheese. I'm going to add about 1 cup of milk. And then I have some kale that I went out and picked from my garden. This is fresh kale, and I rinsed it. I'm just going to tear that into little pieces and throw that into the soup. I'm going to stir it all up and set it to cook for about 10 more minutes to melt the cheese down and get the soup time to thicken. And then we'll come back and see how it looks. All right, everyone, the soup is done. I added the cheese, the kale, the mashed potatoes. That was about 2 cups of mashed potatoes that we had left over, and the milk. And I put it on low and let it cook for about 10 minutes, turned it off for 5 to let it rest, and this is the result. It's creamy, it's cheesy, it's delicious. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to try this soup, and also please like this video and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.